You have unlimited power within you. All you must do is release it. Hello, everyone. Today's segment is about entrepreneurship. And this whole show, Unlimited Power, is a whole lot about entrepreneurship, motivation, inspiration, and chasing your passion. So today I wanted to talk to you about something that I'm very fond of, something I've been living through ever since I was a kid. I have lived through being an entrepreneur. It has made me a stronger and better individual because of it. And through entrepreneurship, I have found my passion. According to dictionary.com, entrepreneurship is the activity of setting a business or businesses, taking financial risk in hopes of making a profit. That's what the dictionary says. But I truly believe that entrepreneurship is more than taking simply financial risk, but taking a risk with your family, taking risks with losing friends, taking risks losing everything that you have, taking risks even losing your mind at times. And if you look back to some of the greatest innovators of all time, they have overcome some well-known trauma in their lifetime before being an entrepreneur and during the process of being an entrepreneur. And that's what has molded them and gotten them to be the strong individual that they are today. So with all that being said, it isn't a joke to be an entrepreneur, but everyone have this title, in their Instagram bio, on their Facebook page, I am an entrepreneur. And it's very easy to say than be that. Being an entrepreneur is about being able to spark a change in society that's not only going to affect the current age, but people to come after you. As you can see, most of the things we take advantage of now, from social media to light, this light that shines on me right now as I'm doing this show, is a product of entrepreneurship. And you may say, well, Thomas Edison did not, invent something because did not invent light because he was an entrepreneur. He was an inventor. Where I say, no, that is not true. He invented it because he knew that he had to keep going, using his failures to get to that end goal. He's said it himself that he has failed so many times, but he has never given up. In fact, he said he haven't failed. He found different ways to not do it. And that's what entrepreneurship is about. It's finding different alternatives of making your vision become a reality. So, if you look at some of the well-known innovators in our society today, such as Steve Jobs, Oprah, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos of Amazon, the attributes that they all have is the ability to overcome. And none of these individuals started being the smartest, the brightest, or the best. All they started with is the grind. For instance, Steve Jobs started Apple while he was in college. If you didn't know, Steve Jobs was actually a foster child. His mom gave him away to a family which was supposed to be college educated, was supposed to send him to college. That's what they wanted for him. However, that's not what ended up happening. He ended up being with a different set of family that really cared for him and, got him to a certain point of being in college. And when he got there, he ended up, dropping out because he cared for his family. So his background as being an entrepreneur and being left alone, I could definitely say that all of that has fostered him to being a great innovator. And being told no 1,000 times and calling and with a great idea, people thought he was crazy. Like, who is this kid trying to add graphics and trying to make computers easy to use? And it was unknown, right? Oprah started off as working for the man, like I like to say, working for the man. But she had to overcome and work until she got to that point where she could have her own show and one of the most influential people now. Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook, hard to work, started in a college campus. All of these people are starting with things that they have, but mostly with passion and drive to get what they want. Because a lot of them didn't have the resources, but they was very resourceful. So it's all about being resourceful when it comes to entrepreneurship. It's not about what you have, but it's about what you use with what you have, with what you do with what you have. For instance, I could relate it back to me being an entrepreneur. When I first started my company, I wanted to just be a personal trainer, and I didn't have any equipment whatsoever. And I was like, okay, what am I gonna do now? No gym, no equipment, not so much money to use. I'm a college student, and being in college, you have all of these responsibilities, and you're like, how am I gonna handle this? So you don't know where to go. So what I did was start with what I had: 4 cones. I had 4 cones, and I had ambition, drive, and the capacity to overcome whatever comes in head. Hence, molded out that concept is mobile personal training. So I figured, why should I ever have to open a gym when everything is being brought to people now? When you call Uber and you get a ride. You call delivery dudes and you get your food delivered to you. You could have pretty much anything delivered to you now. And Amazon itself is an indication is a company that's disrupting the marketplace, like getting strong companies like Macy's out of business, because all they do is they bring things to you. So I realized that I could use my disadvantage to my advantage, because sooner or later people are not going to want to go anywhere, and there goes my idea. So out of disadvantage, I got an advantage. Out of lack of resources, I became resourceful. So if you're starting and you're trying to be an entrepreneur, I just want to tell you that you don't need money. You don't need a specific set of, you don't need support as much as you think. You just need passion and drive. With that being said, in order for you to really find your passion, you have to start somewhere. Whether like Mark Cuban selling garbage bags door to door, or like me selling Haitian patties in your school, you can start somewhere. It's all about building the fundamental aspect of entrepreneurship, which is grinding. And at the end of the day, if you don't know how to grind, then it doesn't matter, because a lot of times it's not about your idea. It's about how much you're willing to put into it. If you watch the show Shark Tank, a lot of people who actually go on that show normally don't get funded because they have the best ideas, but they have what you call the best character. They're that person to run that specific business. So people don't buy ideas, they buy people. And when people purchase something from a company, they buy that company, the vision of that company. So they're technically buying, at the end of the day, people as well. So you have to have passion for it. Therefore, you must grind. And a lot of times I talk to people like, I want to start a business because I just want to make money. And that was me. I was a guy who just was in different avenues. When I started college, actually, freshman year, I was making videos, editing videos, personalizing videos. And then by like spring of that freshman year, I started selling books door to door, buying some books off a Facebook page and selling them on Amazon. And when I did that, I managed to turn, I think I had about $60 at the time. I managed to turn $60 into $1,000 within a week of just buying books and flipping them and, grinding, of course. And eventually at the end of that semester, I ended up selling at least $5,000 worth of books. And it was laughable at the moment, because I remember I literally had to go door to door and knock on people's doors and say, do you have any books to sell? And I would pull out my little cash, my set of cash, and buy books, and people were just laughing. I would walk away and I just hear people laughing. But I was laughing all the way to the bank. This to show that your passion doesn't always have to align with what you do. You just have to find somewhere to start, so you could build up to the point where you figure out what you really want to do for the rest of your life. And that's what's going to help build your net worth. And a lot of people think that net worth is your income minus your expenses, which equals your net worth. It's not. Your net worth is your social capital, which means the influence you have on people and the way that they see you. And that's one of the most important aspects of your net worth, combined with your assets and combined with the health that you have to enjoy those two things. Because if you have a social capital, you have influence, and you don't have money, then you're not too wealthy. But if you have both of those, but you don't have health, you're not here long enough to enjoy it. So I would say that your net worth is your social capital / influence, your assets, and plus your health. So you always want to make sure that every day that you're working towards building those three components. And if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you can't just say that you're an entrepreneur, or you can't say that you love to do this. You have to become who you say you are. If you say that you are, let's